What's up, guys? Justin here with TheSketchUpEssentials.com, back with another SketchUp extension tutorial for you. In today's video, I wanted to talk about some of the tools contained inside of the extension 1001-bit tools. So this is a free extension that you can download from the SketchUp or Sketchucation extension warehouses that allows you to create a bunch of different architectural features inside of SketchUp. And I just wanted to talk through some of the things that you can do with this and also some tips for making some of the opening creation tools work properly inside of SketchUp. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. Alright, so first off, you can find this extension in the SketchUp extension warehouse. Now, one thing I will note about this is it hasn't been updated for a while. So it's downloadable for free. You can click the download button. It hasn't been updated for compatibility with SketchUp 2020. It looks like the last update was 2015. However, at least for me, just downloading it and installing it, it appears to still be working, so I'm still using it. So you may run into some weird issues with different versions and stuff like that. As far as I know, everything seems to be working pretty well. And so this extension contains a tool set of a number of different tools that you can use for different architectural applications. So the first set of tools inside of here are for things like aligning different things and drawing faces to fit points. There's some interesting stuff over here for architectural type applications. We're going to focus a little more on the stuff on the right hand side, which is for creating geometry. And specifically what I wanted to do is talk about some of the wall and opening creation tools, kind of how to use them so that you can use these to quickly create like door frames and windows and other things like that. So to start off, what I've done is I've drawn 3 different walls, right? I've drawn one wall, which is just ungrouped geometry. Over here, I just drew a rectangle and then extruded it up with the push-pull tool. For the second one, I did the same thing, except I grouped all of the geometry. And for the third one, I've used the wall creation tool that's built inside of 1001-bit tools in order to create another wall. And so just to kind of demonstrate what this does. So for example, I can use this in order to create a wall. And notice that that tool does allow you to create walls that kind of go around corners and other things like that. So you can use this in order to create walls, and notice I can use like the axis locking in order to make these go to 90 degrees and other things like that. So you've got 3 different methods for creating walls. We'll go ahead and use this fun one that I just created over here. And so what I wanted to talk about first is how to use the opening creation tool inside of this tool set. So that's going to be this option right here, and basically what it does is it allows you to create openings on vertical walls. So it's kind of like a hole cutter, basically is what it is. And so what I'm going to do first is we'll just use this in order to create an opening. So you can click on this and notice how this gives you instructions on how to use this. But in this situation, you give it a reference point, you give it a horizontal distance along the reference point, and then a vertical distance in order to set the size of your opening, or to set the location of your opening. And then I've set the size of my opening using dimensions down here. So this is going to be a 4 foot by 4 foot opening. And then you can create an opening just by clicking on Create Opening, and notice how it asks you first to pick a reference point. So I'm going to click this corner point right here. We'll move this over by clicking again. Notice you can type in values for this as well. So I'm going to type in a value of 3 feet and hit the enter key. Well, notice what this did, and it gave us a little leftover piece of geometry in here which we can delete out. But it came in here and it cut an opening inside of this wall. So notice how this worked on an ungrouped piece of geometry. Well, now let's move over to our second wall. Notice how this works again even if this geometry is grouped. Now, what I have not done is I have not tested this for different wall thicknesses. So these walls are all drawn at a thickness of 6 inches, but I don't think it really matters. And so then now, let's take a look at this last wall, which was created with 1001-bit tools. So I'm going to create an opening right here, just by clicking, moving my mouse, and notice how this didn't align properly on that face. So sometimes this can get a little bit twitchy. So sometimes you may need to back out of the tool and then reset it. So just run this again, but I'm going to click on Create Opening again. Notice how you can mouse over these faces in order to make sure this is inferencing in the right direction. So now if I was to move here, here, and here, I could cut an opening in this kind of wall as well. So this opening cutter is very useful for creating holes really in any kind of wall, no matter how it was created. Now, I have not tested this with like nested groups or anything like that, so I'm not 100% sure exactly how that would work. Okay, but now I want to talk a little bit about some of the other tools that are contained in here, because this also has tools in here for creating window and door frames. Well, if I was to come in here and let's say I wanted to add a window frame to, we'll call it this opening for right now. So if I wanted to add a window frame to this opening, you can't just click on the opening inside of this grouped wall and do that. So if you were to click on this and select like the face and then try to run this, what this is going to do, and notice how you can set a number of different things having to do with your window frame, but what this is going to do is this is going to take your whole face right here and try to make it into a window frame. Well, that's not what we want this to do, right? We don't want our wall to be a window frame. And so instead, what you would do, I'm going to undo this, is you want to draw a completely new face. So I'm going to draw a rectangle across this face outside of this wall group and then click on it. Well, now I can use the Create Window Frame tool, and I can set things like my depth. So my window frame, for example, is going to be 6 inches thick. I'm going to leave the rest of this as is, and I'm going to click on Create Window Frame. What that's going to do is that's going to come in here and that's going to create a window frame inside of a group. And so it's going to come in with a glass pane right here, or a flat plane that you can apply a glass material to, as well as the outside of this, you can triple click on it and you can add a material to it if you want to. So let's say I wanted to add like a gray aluminum material or something, you could do that as well. So you can see how window creation is actually really easy with this extension. And then note that you could also use the opening creation tool in order to create doors inside of your walls as well. So what I could do is I could click on my openings button, and now let's say that my opening is going to have a width of 3 feet and a height of 7 feet. So I'm going to type in a value of 7 feet, and then you can click on Create Opening, and you can use this in order to create a door frame as well. So I can move this to right here. I can click again, so I just don't give it a vertical distance. You can use this in order to create a door opening inside of your wall really quickly. And then we would just do the same thing where we would draw a rectangle across this face. I'm going to go ahead and reverse the faces, so this is facing the proper direction. So right click, reverse faces, and then we could use this option for Create Door Frame. And then we could do the same thing where we would give it the same depth. I'm not going to mess with any of the rest of this. We're going to click on Create Door Frame. Well, what that's going to do is that's going to add a frame in here really quickly. And note that you would have to add your own door leaf. So it doesn't create the door leaf, it just creates the frame. But the nice thing about this is if we were to draw plans using the section plane and look at this straight up and down, and we're going to have to turn off our section fills. So I'm going to go into my styles. Let's see, edit, turn off section fill. We're probably going to turn off perspective as well. But notice how your frame is actually going to show up in here, so this would show up properly. And it does the same thing with the window if you were to create plans. So you can use this to really quickly create windows and doors inside of your models. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about in this video, because I wanted to kind of focus on the opening creation tools and some of the window creation tools and other things like that, is I wanted to talk a little bit about the Divide Selected Face into Panels tool. So what that tool does is that takes a face and it divides it into a certain number of panels. So I could double click in here and select a face and then click on this. What that's going to do is that's going to divide this up. And it's basically going to create like a glass lattice. So if I was to click on Create Window Frame, you can see how what this did is this basically created a lattice with glass geometry in here, as well as geometry in here that could make up your frame. So you can use this in order to create windows with like vertical and horizontal mullions in them. So in this situation, you could use this in order to create a window by drawing a face in the opening and then clicking on the Divide Selected Face into Panels, setting this however you want, and clicking on Create Window Frame. And what that's going to do is that's going to create a window frame with different panels inside of your wall. So these are all customizable, meaning I could come in here and for this one, let's say I didn't want that perimeter window to be quite as wide. I could change the W value to something like maybe, we'll say 1 3/16 inches, because that's what we have for our dividers. So then these would all be the same size. And notice that these others are adjustable as well. Let's say we wanted this to have 4 rows and 4 columns. You could adjust that. then click on Create Window Frame. And what that would do is that would create a window frame in here where everything is uniform. And notice there's some other tools in here as well that can do some interesting things. So you could create like a horizontal louver. So I could select this face, create a louver along this face, just like this. And in this particular situation, that's not exactly what we want, but you can use this in order to create some other shapes as well. So I would recommend coming in here and just kind of playing around with this and seeing what's possible with this extension. So that's where I'm going to end this video. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought. Was this helpful to you? Have you tried any of these tools inside of 1001-bit tools? I just love having that conversation with you guys. If you like this video, please remember to click that like button down below. If you're new around here, remember to click that subscribe button for new SketchUp content every week. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.